Greetings and aloha. If you're watching this video, I'm on island time. I know, tough job, huh? This is our first exploration of Lightroom's post-processing capabilities. There are millions of methods to edit an image. This video is just a general sequence that I usually follow, but not always in this sequence. I prepared this list for your reference. Don't worry, there'll be no test. But this is basically the sequence in which I go through, we'll prepare, and we'll show in this video, we'll prepare global edits, will involve editing the entire image. And then we'll go on to the powerful parts, the local adjustments, which are adjustments to specific individual areas. It's similar to dodging and burning, but like on steroids, that we can dodge and burn specific areas, but not only just lightness and darkness, the luminosity, we can change clarity and color and contrast, and you'll see it's very powerful. So here's an image from the internet. It's a raw image, and hopefully everybody does take their images, take their photos in raw. It gives you a lot more to work with. So in Lightroom library, we'll just hit the letter D or click on develop. It gets us to here. First thing I'd like to say is let's go down to lens corrections. We're going to enable profile corrections and remove chromatic aberration. This is built in to Lightroom that will let you look at the camera and the lens, and you can see the profile corrections. What it does, it sort of straightens it out. Let's go to the basic panel and probably look at Adobe Landscape. Adobe Landscape Profile gives you a little warmer image. What I would see here in this image is this is pretty blown out and this is really dark, but fortunately we can recover all of that. Look at the histogram and we can see where it's black. If you click on that, not too much. And if you click on the highlights, all of that shown in red are clipped. They're blown out. So first thing is let's see what the image, what's important in this image here. This that I've cropped out doesn't provide much information, doesn't tell much more of the story. Let's see, maybe in this area somewhere. Here is what's important. There's a trail, a hiker leading out the trail, nice mountains in the background. This gives a sense of size. Okay, so this is pretty good size. Now, this is just a freeform crop. Let's go to custom 5x7. Look at that, 5x7. That's a standard size, which is good for printing or buying a frame. So let's go with that. By the way, you'll see the rule of thirds is pretty well adhered to. It's not a requirement, but it gives a comfortable viewing of this. So let's go back up here. Yep. So if you click in the histogram, little triangle that shows the clipping, let's bring the exposure down a little bit to help that. Also, let's take the highlights and we'll raise the shadows. Yeah, it brings a lot of it back. Okay. If you hold down the Alt key and raise the whites up, you'll get to see that white part. Again, let's get rid of all of that. Click on the blacks. I'm going to bring some blacks back, and it's okay to have complete 100% black in areas of the image. You can see the hiker's pants, and there's some areas there that are black. Okay. Because it's a raw image, everything is pretty flat. We can add a little texture. We're going to add a little haze, so negative dehaze here oftentimes gives a nice view, a nice picture of it. So you can see up here we still have a little bit of overexposed, but that part isn't really going to matter too much. Bring up the vibrance, and here is a before and after. We've already made some nice changes to it. Now, here comes the good part. We're going to go into Lightroom masks. Let's pick on the sky. We have the sky, but it also includes the clouds and a little bit of the mountain here. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract from the luminance range, which is just lightness and darkness. Let's pick this area. So we're going to subtract out of the sky. Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Maybe we can refine that a little bit. Here's a little bit of adjustment that we can do. See if we can fix this. Refine this a little bit. Okay, not too bad. So what do we want to do here in the sky? Actually, could bring it down a little bit. Bring it down just a little more. We can add a little bit of warmth to it. Take the temperature up. And if we put some negative dehaze, add some haze to it. Make it a little softer. Pretty nice. Okay, let's see. Let's work on these mountains here. New mask. Let's go to select sky, but we're going to click on the three dots. I'm going to invert it. So everything but the sky. Now we just want this, but not this. So what do? We're going to subtract all of this out. There's different ways to do it. Let's subtract using a brush. I'm going to right bracket key, make it larger. I'm going to get rid of all of this. Okay, so now we've selected the mountains. Let's raise the exposure, make it a little more prominent, just a little bit, slightly. Also notice if we go into clarity, raise the clarity up, it becomes a little brighter. Let's give it a little texture. We can increase a little contrast. Let's raise the whites up, take the darks, the blacks down a little bit. Not too bad. So let's get down to some final items here. We're going to add a brush. This is more like the old dodge and burn. I'm going to pre-select. Let's raise the exposure up a little bit, and let's go down and add a little bit of clarity, and maybe raise the whites up. And we'll go through, emphasize, this trail. You see slowly a little bit there. Let's add a little more, make the brush size a little bit bigger. Let's go through here. And add some more to that. Brighten up some of these points of interest. We might try a little bit of this mountain here. Let's see if we can get a little. See, that's a little bit too intense. So let's take. Now after this, we can still raise, lower, adjust these not so bad. Anyway, you get the idea. This is old Dodge and Burn. Let's see if we can raise some of that up. Here's some color that looks nice. Well, we've run out of memory. This is a good place to call it quits. We'll just close this off, close off the masks. See what we've done. Let's go down here. Here's a before and an after. So one thing that you can do while you're looking at these, trying to decide what to do, hit the L for lights out. And you get to see the image without any distracting menus. And I sure hope this is helpful, and we'll talk about it next time we meet. Thanks a lot.